Hello and welcome to IT. In this video I'm going to talk about the error that says could not find the recovery environment, and this error you might face while you are resetting your PC or when you are upgrading. So the reason you are getting this error, there could be three possible reasons. First, that you might have disabled the recovery environment. So I'm going to first of all show you what that error looks like. So if I go on to start menu, go to settings, update and security, and from the left side click on recovery and click on reset this PC get started button. So I say keep my files, and now it has discovered that the recovery environment is not there. So in case if you have disabled it, the easiest option is you just enable it. Now in case if it is disabled or not, you can just verify from the command prompt. So you just need to open the command prompt as administrator. So select run as administrator. And over here, if I type in the command recovery agent console reagent C/info and press enter key, is going to show me whether it is enabled or not. It is disabled in my case. If it is enabled, it's going to show you where is that recovery partition image sitting. And once it is disabled, it's gonna be staged in a particular location. So I'm going to take you to that location. So it's in C drive, Windows, and over here you need to go to system 32. Over there you need to go to recovery, and here you're gonna find a Vim file. So that file is hidden basically, so you just need to switch it on if you want to see that file is there or not. So if I click on view, options, view, and select this radio button and select the option don't hide operating system protected files and click on OK. So you have this file sitting here. So all we need to do is we need to move this file to the appropriate recovery environment location by enabling it. So as of now, if I take you to the disk management, so here you can see that this partition is the recovery partition where that Vim file should be, and this is partition number 3 and it is 100% empty. So once I enable it, you're gonna see that this file is gonna vanish from here. So if I go on to command prompt and let's keep an eye on the window behind, and I say reagent C/enable, and then it gets enabled. So it just moves this file from this partition to that recovery partition over here. So if I close it, you cannot see the contents for that partition because the drive letter is not assigned. Okay, even if it is that file has been copied in that location, it will not show you that it is being used. So we can verify that from the command line again. If I run that command again, reagent C/info is going to show you that it is enabled, and that file, Vim file, is sitting in hard disk 0, partition 3, recovery folder, and inside there is WinRE folder, and within which we have WinRE.Vim file. Okay, so this was the one way. So to enable it, this was the easiest way. Now, other possibility could be that you had the boot configuration database recreated. So what I mean is that if I go to disk management, so as I mentioned, the first partition, this is the active partition and the system partition that contains the boot configuration database, and this points to the partition where your operating system is installed, and it has also the entry of where is the recovery partition. So in case if you are not able to successfully boot into the operating system, it will boot into the recovery environment. So if you are not able to boot 3 times successfully, it will automatically take you to the recovery partition. So in case if you have just recreated the boot configuration database, it means that recovery file is sitting over here and you just need to enable it 2 times. Now why we are saying 2 times? The first time when you enable, it will scan all the partitions, and once it finds it, it puts back to the staging area that was C Windows System32 recovery folder. And second time when you enable, it's gonna put it into the actual location it should be. So it could be C:/recovery, or it could be in this recovery partition. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to format it. So I have enabled it. I'm going to first of all show you that my recovery is working perfectly fine. So if I say again, get started and keep my files, and now you can see that we are no more getting that error. It's proceeding with the reset this PC option. Okay, so you can see it's working fine. If I click reset, it will start resetting. So this problem is solved. Now, the other problem could be that you have recreated the boot configuration database. You just need to re-enable it. So in this case, my recovery environment file is sitting over here, but I will lose the entry in the boot configuration database for this partition. So I just need to boot into the recovery environment to do the disaster. So all you need to do is click on the start button, power, and while keeping the shift key pressed, click on restart. So this way you will be booting into the recovery environment. Okay, so I want to do troubleshoot, advanced, and I want to go into command line to delete that boot configuration database. So over here, what was your 50 megabytes recovery partition, that is over here C drive. So let's boot into it. Okay, so over here, if I go to C drive and do dir, it's empty because they are hidden files. So if I say dir/a, you're gonna see that we have a boot folder. If I go inside boot and dir/a, and there you can see that we have and let's do okay, so you can see that this is the bcd file. So I'll say del bcd. I will delete that boot configuration database. So now if I boot, I won't be able to boot because the boot configuration is missing. So what I'll do is I'll create the entry for boot configuration database, a new boot entry. So I'll say bcd boot, and my actual Windows operating system is not C drive, it's D drive over here. So D:/Windows, it's not even D, I guess it is E drive/Windows. D drive is the second hard disk I had. So E:/Windows, and the new boot configuration database got created. So now if I reboot my PC, if I say continue to Windows 10, it will take me to Windows 10, but I will not be able to boot into the recovery environment because we don't have any entry for boot recovery environment. Okay, so I have deleted that. So if I go again to command prompt and open as admin, and I do reagent C/info, and here you're gonna see that it is disabled. So that recovery file is intact, but we have lost the entry in the boot configuration database. So what we need to do is we need to enable it. So if I try this enabling it, if I say reagent C/enable, it will give error, but what it will actually do is it will copy that recovery from that recovery partition to the staging. So as of now, if I go here, C drive Windows, System32, recovery, you can see that there is no file here, but if I enable it, it gives me error that unable to update the boot configuration data, but you can see that it has found that that file was lying in the other partition's recovery environment. It has restored it here. So that means that if I try to do enable again, it's gonna copy this file from the recovery folder to the recovery partition. So if let's try reagent C/enable, and now you can see it's gonna copy this file from here to the recovery partition. So now again, if I do reagent C/info, and now you can see that it is sitting in the recovery partition 3. So this is how we can enable the recovery partition. Now the third scenario, as I was talking about in the beginning, that you deleted the recovery partition. So if I go to the start button, okay, so now if I go to the disk management, okay, so in case your recovery Vim file was sitting in the partition and you formatted that partition, in that case you have no other option. You will have to restore that from the installation media. So in the next video, I'll show you how to do that recovery from the installation media. So hope you like this video. If you have any other question or comments, please post in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.